from potentially the Sand King Sky that would have been open for them. But they are still going to take the Sand King. It would be foolish not to. But the trade-off for taking this DP first and not taking your SK Sky is you're giving away Coddle Pango, right? And I think Coddle is probably the best pairing you can give your mid Pango, because with that 8-minute, 10-minute Diffusal Blade timing and the Chakra Magic, he's just all over the place getting kills. Kind of like what we saw last game.
And you would like this Pango to be mid rather than anything else? Because obviously it's a flex pick, but...
It is a flex pick for sure, and you can move it around, but if you're playing with a Coddle, you're pretty much... You want it on the mid lane just so you can take advantage of that combination as early as possible.
Also, Coddle just enables offlaners to be a little bit more aggressive. We've seen, for example, like Coddle Tide be a very prominent lane, and putting the Pango in mid, you're just going to hit your timings very nicely, where Coddle should secure the farm, or if not, steal a couple creeps from the offlane, and just enable just all the lanes. But then again, I just realized it's secret. So Puppy might just take it on 5 and still Sumail's farm. Because he's a very greedy Coddle player. If you compare it to, for example, Goon Squad 5 Pexu, he's a lot more, Glimmer Cape style. Puppy, he likes to take a bit more. They often pair the Coddle with an offlaner like Sand King that can be a little bit more sacrificial. Hence why, I mentioned Tide as another option.
I think Entity were put in a little bit of an awkward position in the last game and this game, in that they kind of have forced Stormer and heroes that he didn't necessarily want to do, because I do think they had the SK Sky in mind both times, but the Pango pick kind of denied that. And in this case, they had to take the DP away, and they have SK and DP now, which are both Toby heroes.
Yeah.
Stormer has played the mid Sand King before, so that is still an option, but he has yet to play the Death Prophet. Similar to the Pango last game, that was his first showing of Pango mid, and it just feels like in this game too, you probably want Stormer on his comfort, as opposed to maybe playing something that he isn't well practiced on.
Yeah, luckily though, for this version, like DP is still a hero that he plays, and Sand King, like you mentioned, already played. I think the Pango was a very left-field one, but at least this time, even though it isn't maybe his DPC showing, it's still heroes that he's at least had some presence on, be it in the pub scene or a sprinkling within competitive. It's not so new as a Pangolier. Ban-wise, Secret really showing a lot of respect to the supports now. We mentioned the Skyriff Mage, of course, pairing with Sand King. Double explosive heroes, always able to assassinate one. And Bane, you've got to respect Fishman, one of his best heroes, and also very good against Pangolier.
5 seconds remaining.
Nothing too crazy. I like, of course, Entity's ban just really looking at the Keeper Light pairings. They're actually looking more at the position 5 Coddle, enabling the safe lane. With Medusa, you always have mana for Mana Shield, and CK, your stun, your Reality Rift, 0 cooldown basically, so you're always able to pump out double of them in laning phase. Yeah,
they need an answer for this mid Pango, and because Bloodseeker was already covered in the first phase of bans for a potential DP, and now the Pango that they had, really good ban actually. Pick that Bloodseeker out. Really nice first phase draft coming out of Secret in both games, I think. But they take out the Bane as well, which the Fiend script would have countered. So now basically what you have left to deal with are Winter Wyvern on Katami, which he has played before, or a Grimstroke who nobody on Entity has played. So they might actually end up going the Wyvern route, which I don't really have faith in that hero, but they can't just leave this Pango unchecked. Secret had an approach last game where they kind of didn't really pick anything for the Pangolier, and it worked out fine. But I don't think Entity can get away with doing the same thing, because now the Pango has a Coddle, right? The Pango before did not have this Coddle to enable him in such a way. So this Pango is much more of a threat than a lone Pango.
Yeah, when it comes to comfort in the draft, I think there's one thing you can look at is that Team Secret has not used any of their bonus time yet. Well, Entity really had to think about what position they're in right now with the opening they had. So they are...
they're very big. Yeah.
They're a little bit with their backs against the walls, from what it feels like to me anyway.
Yeah, it's because the Keeper Light is just your 5 position here. The fact that there isn't this flexibility. So for Entity, it's like, okay, what are the carries now that you think about? Normally you're just taking away off-lane pairings. So had to think a little bit deeper there, and I was really happy to see the Rubik pick up on Secret, because now you just pair it with any tanky offlane. You're going to be pretty. It's a very sturdy lane, be it your Centaur or even a Tide Hunter, and you're going to have a stable game. You can react to an engagement. Again, we kind of saw it in game 1. Secret, they're unconventional towards what the gist of most top teams do right now. They're very defensive in nature. They might have one player hero be pivotal in the early aggression, but often they will push out their lanes, farm up, get a couple bigger ticket items, and then they look to kind of connect the dots, contest that Roshan, or make a big play. And you see it with these types of heroes. And then they pick a Viper.
So TA is a little bit of a soft counter to Pango because once she gets stronger, she can just kill him in the Rolling Thunder with a few hits, right? Especially later on during the game when she's like 4 or 5 slotted. It's hard to kind of get a clean Rolling Thunder off when you're playing against TA. So that can be enough of a means to address him, but it really depends on...
5 seconds
I just feel like Pango can do so much in the first 20 minutes of the game, and I don't really think Spirit Breaker is going to stand in the way. I think an alternate route that Entity could be looking to take is just having this DP be play 5 and then pick something like an Invoker for themselves, which should do well in lane versus Viper if they do put it mid. It's probably going to be a Pango, but just generally you can have a combo with the Sand King Burrow Strike with the Cataclysm. You have the Sunstrikes with the Spirit Breaker charge. It is something that they could also do. So I wouldn't be surprised if Secret end up banning this Invoker just to cover their bases.
It's also Entity, they could easily just put the Sand King mid, keep the DP as like a 5. It looks like a weaker lane, but it allows Toby to have an off-lane pick where he feels comfortable. Like Enigma comes to mind here, where Secret, even if they have all the farm, you're never going to be able to counter this black hole. We saw it rise in value with Tiger playing it recently on OG. Same thing for Toby. Entity's lineup, it's going to scale nicely. Like they're going to have no problem going into the late game. Both drafts are going to be able to fight each other quite comfortably. But yeah, that's why I think maybe Entity could do some shenanigans with their heroes just to give Toby that kind of gotcha pick. Like Secret, they're relying on like double ranged offlane here, like Rubik and Viper together, just to like bully down a hero. Doesn't sound like the most game-winning of solutions.
Enigma seems a little dangerous just because Rubik is already in the pool anyway.
Sure.
So, but that is a route that they could choose to take because of that BKB block hole. I mean, with the exception of maybe the Spirit Breaker zoning out the Rubik, he could probably get the block hole off and on the Pango and just get the TA to kill everybody. Maybe. There's a chance here. I still think there's a good shot that they could just go for their Invoker.
For sure. Like, they have, if they do Spirit Breaker Sand King, you just buy boots on... Actually, yeah, they don't have last pick, actually. Probably will just keep Sand King offlane because of that. But yeah, you'll just be pulling waves if Secret do go for a carry that you can't play into.
And ban out Faceless Void and Huskar.
Like, what do you have here? If it's Stormstormer, yeah, like you mentioned, it's Invoker. Bat doesn't feel... Bat's alright, maybe.
Secrets, turn to pick.
And they go for a Abaddon. Alright.
Do we like this?
So it's mid DP, pos 5 Abaddon. Abaddon helps a lot against this potential Viper offlane.
Or
shield, take away the poison.
Or mid Sand King, position 3 DP. No?
10 seconds remaining.
There's shenanigans afoot for sure in regards to DP Sand King where they're going, but I think the one lane we know is going to be TA Abaddon, and that's the fact that Abaddon, very good against Viper, will be able to secure the TA farm.
Not just that though, good against all of Secret's heroes. Really, maybe it felt too valuable to not take in this case because you can dispel Solar Bind, Viper spells, you can dispel the Disarm from Swashbuckle, the minus damage from Fade Bolt, and there's a lot that you can do with a Aphotic Shield here. But they just pick PL.
That sounds like a defeated last pick, as in... Is this a great PL game?
It's a good PL game, for sure. A very good PL game. There's always a chance that with a TA and a DP lineup, you can snowball and end the game before PL gets strong enough, which is what Entity have to play for, 100%. I don't think that they can take this to late game with this PL. So again, similar to last game, they have to play on this really early aggression timing, win their lanes, and just choke Secret out, take the objectives, and kind of force them on the defensive. But I think this PL is going to play a really great game if Entity mess up a couple of times. It's pretty free. Like, who's going to kill him?
We have seen... I think we had a game the other day where it was PL against the same type of heroes.
Yep.
And I think they eventually lost the game because it was just non-stop run at you, and they just never got to that one-item advantage that PL wants. But when you have Kotal PL, that naturally will help the farm. I think just... The DP, like the lanes just look very good for Entity. I think the main thing here is they struggled game 1 to use an aggressive lineup and to break down the map well enough to stop Secret farming. So I think if you just ignore draft, I think just like kind of macro style, Entity need to just improve a bit to be able to break down Secret, because even if they have the heroes, they struggled to do that in game 1. They could struggle again in game 2.
I think also we've seen Entity win every first game that they've played, and because Secret took that first game off of them, I wonder if they feel a little bit too pressured. Maybe they've lost a little bit of confidence. It really does matter with these newer types of teams. It's not something that we would comment on usually, so I just feel like this PL is going to overwhelm them.
Well, let's see what's going to happen in the second game of the 3 series as we head over to a commentary duo. It is ODPixel and Lacoste.
Thank you very much, Steve. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, get yourselves ready for game 2 here of Secret versus Entity. So Lacoste on the top of the draft. During the draft, you were sort of calling for the PL to come in, and indeed it is that last pick for Secret. Would you sort of agree with what Effie was saying on the panel, that this pick is... It looks kind of spooky for Entity.
It is. It's a free PL game. Yep. One of the reasons why I love it so much is you're playing into Templar Assassin. She doesn't deal well with the illusions like the mana burn. You can doppelganger her, the gank coming out from the Spirit Breaker. Eventually, you become tanky enough, and there's just not enough lockdown that they can't burst you. And also, your illusions soak up a lot of damage from the Dead Prophet Exorcism, so you're kind of taking away what the Dead Prophet in this game wants to do. Because if you spread the damage, like it's not that much, and they also like don't have good ways of dealing with the Pangolier. There is Spirit Breaker in this game. It's a position 4 Spirit Breaker. I think Pango needs to be a bit more careful playing into Templar Assassin, because she's one of the heroes that can stand her ground and just hit Pangolier during the Rolling Thunder. So that's not going to be the target that he's going for. So he's going to be looking for the backlines most likely. Dead Prophet. Oh, let's see this fight.
We're going to see Crystalist try and go for a bit of a cheeky double meld start there on Samau, but the Doppel Samau quickly step away from that. We'll have on the runes, just a simple 2 for 2. And yeah, sort of overall as well, this Spirit Breaker hero, I feel like, you know, we just don't see a lot of Spirit Breaker now, right? You know, down to the fact that it did get nerfed when it was being picked all the time. Do you still like the hero, or do you feel that it is kind of hard to make work nowadays?
It's a good hero. Like, when you check what the changes were, these, like... A lot of these numbers went down, mana cost went up, but it's still a good hero. Like, in terms of what you want to do, it's still the same thing, it's just a little bit different. Because he was OP, so you have basically like a very well-balanced hero in Dota right now. So Team Secret, they are changing things up a little bit, which I really like. They're putting out the Ice on the top lane and also running an aggressive tri-lane. This is very... like dangerous tri-lane from Team Secret. They do have a Fade Bolt and also Illuminate, so the spam is gonna be insane. Like, look at this. They will need to react to this, so most likely Kataomi will need to come down. As Spirit Breaker doesn't provide you with much, so good way of thinking coming up from the Team Secret. Either they like get the kills and just get that Prophet to start that she needs, get the kills on Ice like 2 times, so they make maybe some stacks in the triangle. This is where Spirit Breaker, what he can do. And then play bottom, go for later on rotations, but I don't think Templar Assassin will be able to get much. There's also the kill threat that I mentioned. They don't have like much lockdown until they hit level 2, but still keeping Crystallis away from the creeps is just what they want to do here. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I can imagine when you sort of opt to play the safe lane TA, an aggressive tri-lane going against you is the last thing you want to sign up for, but unfortunately for Crystallis, that's what he's going to have to live with down here. Of course, the other lanes as well. I mean, the mid, you know, Stormstormer taking up the mid Sand We've seen a few teams being doing this. Do you like this here in the mid position, or is it always something that kind of happens when things haven't gone as planned in a draft? The last time I've seen him play the hero, he did extremely well. I feel, you know, there are better heroes on the mid lane. They kept things open. Like, there were other possibilities. I don't think they wanted to have, like, Sanking on the off lane plus Spirit Breaker. That just feels really weak, so they needed a range hero on the off lane. He can deliver if he's off to a really good start. You just get the items a bit quicker. Oh, Ice gets a solo kill. Yeah. 2 versus 1.
See if Toby can take him down in return. Chasing with the Siphons. Should be able to get the trade, though.
Yeah, it's much better that Ice dies after what he's just done. He has Boots of Speed, and he's also bringing some extra regen on the courier. So a bit of a difficult start on the top lane. Let's see where Kataomi decides to go. He is level 2 right now, so has a point in Bash and the charge. I'm not sure if they can get a kill. Like, their bottom lane is very defensive. It's just, like, has no kill threat. Crystallis dropping low.
Again, just being held completely back from the creep wave.
It's extremely weak tri-lane.
Yeah.
What entity is trying to run?
Oh yeah, okay, they're gonna try and maybe see if they can go for a kill. They'll go with a melt and a bash on Yapsor, but again, you can see Chrysalis really not wanting to commit too hard for the heroes. He'll try and turn his attention back towards the creep wave, see if he can get more out of this one, as so far just the 5 last hits on the safe lane TA.
Last time I checked, she had 4, so she got like 1 CS in a minute and a half.
Yeah, it's slow. It's rough, and just the difference with that tri-lane setup. You see Samel 21 and 12 on the CS.
Yeah, tell me, I don't think he should be playing the tri-lane. He needs to make stuff done on the other lanes because they're not going to get anything. It's a melee hero playing into 2 range heroes with a lot of nukes, so he needs to be able to get the kill on Ice Ice, or they need to kill Nisha's Bango.
Gold for me. I'll take your tribute.
Looks like he is going to opt to look back down towards bottom, but indeed, as you say, with the way that this lane started, very hard to see any opportunity for Entity to actually get a kill themselves.
Once they hit level 3 on both supports, on Secret, it's going to be very difficult. Replenishing the mana. Keeper of the Light already is level 3. Yapsor was the one who didn't get much XP from that, but it's too much damage, too much nukes that they can sustain through.
Well, at least for them, an Entity, they have got the favorable CS on the top lane. Toby getting that bit more from this than Ice. 27 for 6 against the 17 for 2. They'll be hitting that level 6, of course, rather early. And Ice does ever leave the lane. That tower will likely fall quickly.
What they're looking for is that Prophet hitting the level 6 and then charge onto Viper, try to grab a kill.
Denied.
Mid-matchup. Nothing too exciting here, as pretty even on the CS. We'll see. He should go with the Rolling Thunder. He's going to be able to wrap back around and continue to chase Stormer. So that TP over from Yapsor, and easy kills.
Yapsor Rubik, if you know, the face of a man in chaos is classic.
I'll be happy with that one.
It was a good burrow strike attempt. One of the reasons why Bango is so popular in the mid lane, there's so many cliffs you can bounce off and grab a kill. You hit that level 6. Tateomi completely shut down. He stops the charge.
Why did he stop? I mean,
maybe he was charging on the top lane.
Alright, he's gonna be fine.
Maybe he was baited.
It was
like
a bit of a bait. It was indeed.
Let's call it a bait.
Alright, top stuff there from Kataomi, getting into the heads of Secret. He's got the charge back up. He'll turn on the Yapsor, and Toby sweeps over, picks up the double kill there. Kataomi with the baiting, with the mind games.
Oh, nicely done. And now they're going to transition this into a lot of damage on the mid tower. Glyph is popped. They brought numbers.
Yeah.
This is a very good play from Entity. Like, they're not playing the top lane. They're staying away from Viper. And that Prophet, what a hero.
6 minutes.
They just want to remind us daily how broken this hero is when it comes down to Exorcism. Thank you for that.
Great move from Toby. I mean, his start on that top lane, he definitely needs to use this to the team's advantage, open things up a bit, because as we've seen from the bottom half, things are going to need time for this TA to really get the farm that she wants. So Yapsor trying to go with the Viper strike. Fishmount will look to try and help out. Also, ambitious TP. It's not going to work out there. Ice easily able to stack up the damage and take down Toby.
4 points in poison stack, and now he even has the urn. Dispellable if Abba is close by, but still it's very difficult. Like, when you're playing Abba, like, this hero can't be everywhere on the map, doesn't even have boots, so it's a bit difficult to just match the rotations that everyone else is doing on the map. Sanking does have enough gold to buy boots of travel, but he's not committing, so it seems like he wants to be able to pick up the Blank Dagger before. Has a point in the epicenter, and then they will try to grab a kill.
Dire are scanning.
Bottom lane, Samel continuing to get complete free farm on this point of the map. We'll see where Toby looks to make his next move with the next exorcism.
Radiant
As that's
scanning.
the real power that Entity can look to fight around at this stage. 20 seconds and it'll be back up. Yeah, but it was the mid, Nisha. He's going to go for the solo kill. Spots out Kataomi, but whoa! Little off with the swashbuckle. He knows that. I mean, he was so close to having that kill, but just overestimating the reach that he'd have with that swashbuckle as he tried to escape.
Like, there was no real threat. He's coming top. Never mind. We'll talk about it later. Fishman, dropping low, has a photic shield. Let's see what Nisha can find.
Nah, he should get this one right. There we go. Making up for the missed swashbuckle in mid, as he'll be able to catch Fishman before the TP's off in success.
If he wanted, when he missed that, he could have used haste and go for the kill again.
He could have gone back in, yeah, if he wanted to. Well, top lane, Nisha will be able to get away from the ghosts. They have been summoned. Toby's still trying to see if he can chase in on this, but SSI's is going to be back in the lane, and with 4 heroes here...
SSI's refills the bottle, give him an urn charge, give him the tango, give him everything so he's back to full HP.
And we'll see here. I mean,
bonk.
And it's very much, you know, Nisha, an attempt to the old cool guys don't look at explosions, but you got to make sure that explosion hits when you're trying to back out and look stylish.
You actually don't. I was watching Stormstormer, his point of view when he was playing Invoker, and he uses Sunstrike, and he doesn't look at it. Like he just pops Sunstrike and comes back to the mid lane.
Shame we didn't get any Invoker this series. Very fun here, and hands are both of these mids actually. Oh, so far 10 minutes, 4-4. It's very close. Things are balanced out across the map, really. You know, for sort of losses that were suffered for Entity on the bottom side, things have definitely been made up elsewhere. And Chrysalis able to start catching up now. He's hitting onto the jungle, and at this stage, only being 500 gold behind that of the net worth of Sumail is really not bad at all, considering how tough and slow of a start that this TA had in the lane.
It's not. Eventually, she's going to move to the triangle. Yeah. That's going to be a bit of safer area for her to farm up. There are a couple of ancient stacks being made. Sanking for now, getting the big camps. Has a blink dagger. We still haven't seen the epi.
Double damage.
Oh, they're very much looking for something down here, Secret, with the smoke. As you said, indeed, Stormstormer, he's smoked up himself solo to try and get the jump on top. See which side of the map we get the jump first. There will be the top. Straight in. There's just be Puppy going down. The bigger loss would be Chrysalis if Nisha's able to get his hands on it. He's rolling over, but the mass TPs are coming in from Entity, so Nisha won't be able to find anything with this move.
The good old just kidding roll, where you see them TP and then you get out.
Sumail's already used the doppel, so he's got nothing to escape with there. Easily gets run down and nothing Secret could do to save him. So not only able to keep everybody alive with those TPs, they just simply walk down the PL and Sumail can't get out.
Sumail wanted to take that fight. He does have a diffusal blade, pretty good timing, but they're still gonna defend this stuff. They do have a stolen axe.
That's a nice steal in it, yeah. They'll be able to try and hold back this push from Toby and maybe look towards setting something up with that stolen exorcism.
He runs down the mid lane. He wants to be able to take the tower.
Yeah. Here we go, straight towards mid he goes. Yep, wants these objectives. We'll see Nisha grab the creep wave, get in position, and see if Secret can make something work with this exorcism.
Because Yapster attacked the sentry ward from the low ground, they knew that there is a high ground ward, so kind of revealed it. Tomi running away. Pretty standard stuff on the Spirit Breaker. He's been involved in a lot of the kills, but doesn't have much net worth, nor the last hits. Has a phase boots and Windlaze going into Shadowblade. Pretty standard stuff, I would say. But struggling a little bit to like find some levels, find the farm on the map. This is what the Shiro is just not good at. Unless you're playing it as a core.
Oh, nearly have that second defusal done here for the team. Or Sumail already having his earlier. Nisha finishing his right now.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Chrysalis, Dragon Lance straight into the Deso. Of course, and already trying to maybe push down the tier 1 top.
Radiant's
Bottom lane,
tower
Gapsaw.
has fallen.
He'll get the tower that he's hunting for with those stolen ghosts, as he'll take out the tier 1 bottom.
He was waiting for people to show to see where he can use this exorcism.
Getting the trades Entity. Again, sort of similar to last game. We did see Entity being able to match the sort of the opening from Secret. And really all began to collapse around that 25-minute mark or so. As see Fishman step up into the jungle. He's going to get chased down. He is holding on to a skill point, so can drop for the borrowed time if he wants to, and there we have it. He'll pop a point into it. Live a little longer, but he should still end up going down. Actually, he's never a Photic Shield. Oh, and a missed swashbuckle. Okay, Fishman, he's actually going to live. He's able to walk out in time. The rest of Secret didn't want to try and commit onto him after borrowed time. And because of the threat of Entity waiting behind him and looking to maybe re-engage, as Toby very close to having the Ghost back online, as well as a completed BKB.
Even if Swashbuckle hits, they don't get the kill there. So continues to farm up on the Pango. It's a relatively greedy build on side of Secret. Like whole lineup where they... Ooh, Stormstormer getting found.
Shivice has got enough damage on his own to do this. No, he's not quite. So Stormer is out. The rest of Secret are coming over. I mean, if Stormstormer shows again, he may be in trouble. He's a little low at the moment. And he knows it. Pulling back here, making sure to not show too deep into the lane.
Rubik has stolen a Photic Shield. This is probably going to be the spell that he just wants to have. The other two good spells are going to be Sandstorm and the Burrow Strike, but mostly looking forward to see him have the Aphotic Shield in the fights to be able to counter-initiate when Spirit Breaker goes in. Same goes for the Sanking. Buy a little bit more time, because they don't have a hero that has any kind of save on their side, so definitely much better keep at this point of the game. He even has Shard queued up as his next item on Rubik's.
All right.
That means that he's going to be able to push people out of any kind of trouble. He can use it on himself as well. Very underrated Shard in my opinion.
Nice. Very much on the hunt for Stormer. Doesn't want to let him have any sort of space down here in his jungle. With the BKB on Toby, Entity could look to try and group up for another tier 2. And of course, there's always the potential for Roshan, especially when that Deso's done on Chrysalis. Between him and the Death Prophet, they can take it down very, very quickly.
That's the timing that they're looking for. To have Death Prophet level 12, Exorcism do go from 8 to 16 spirits, kind of double the value, and does have a BKB at the moment, so they will definitely try to go for a fight. Even if like, they don't even need to just go in and straight up fight. They can see Team Secret's heroes and just run with those two inside the pit and force take it. Secret does have vision around the Roche pit. They also have... Oh, that's not their trap. Never mind. I thought the Rubik stole the trap, but it's Templar's Assassin's trap. Puppy, he always finds the farm on Keeper of the Light. He's extremely greedy. I want to see them utilize this Keeper of the Light combo with the Pangolier. Here we go.
Oh, they'll go for Fishman here with things being relatively slow. They'll look to commit with the Rolling Thunder, but not enough damage or control there. So even with the ult used, Fishman, he'll easily be able to walk away. And Chrysalis actually going to start poking at Roche. Now that he knows the Rolling Thunder's been used, he feels confident to go for this, especially with the extra force of the ghosts from Toby.
Let's see how Secret approaches this. If they want to poke from the distance, try to deal some damage with the Swashbuckle, Illuminate.
I mean, look at this mid-move here. That Stormstormer ready with the jump. Not only getting the space for Roshan, but also picking up a kill on Puppy outside of it. So at the end of the day, that use of the Rolling Thunder to try and go for Fishman means that Secret's left exposed and open for Entity to just walk into Roche and get themselves Aegis.
It might come down to, you know, I haven't seen Nisha play a lot of Pango, so could come down to that where, you know, just needs a bit more practice, and also him using the Rolling Thunder just gives Entity a free roach. That's their team fight, at least for now, until Phantom Lancer comes online. And he is farming. He is up there with the Dead Prophet, about to finish his Manta style to be able to get rid of the silences. Oh, Kataomi thinking about going in.
Yeah, it was. It's gonna get a little low though. Nisha jumps back in. They take down Kataomi. Fishman goes for the TP out. There's nothing to stop it, so he'll escape. See if they can chase anything else. Nisha, he's got the Rolling Thunder ready to go. He's going to look for Crystallis. See if they can take this man down twice. There'll be a buyback from Kataomi. Crystallis will try and turn, but another drive-by from Nisha. Catches him with the stun. Secret now starting to back off with the ult used. They don't want to look for a fight anymore.
Buying time, grabbing a kill on Spirit Breaker, more than enough. So they know next time they kill him, he's not going to be able to come back into the fight, and also just buying time for Phantom Lancer. I don't think they feel too comfortable just going in and fighting straight up 5 versus 5 when Exorcism is up. There's still 40 seconds, so if they can like find any opening, that'd be good, but fighting into Aegis as well and Templar Assassin might be a bit too difficult at the moment.
Double damage.
We'll see how they're able to wait it out and how much space they can continue to give Smail. So he could very much be, as you say, ready to take this one slow.
Radiant's middle tower.
Speaking of slow, he's at 0, 1, and 0 at the moment.
He doesn't want to be in the action. And he's not found any, not had any apart from that one death. Just enjoying life, hitting the creeps. Hitting that gold, Manta style done. And now he's going to be even more hard to catch if Entity are able to set up any sort of movements towards his position.
Robic did go for the shard before he finished the Ether Lens. So committing fully. Being able to save people when they get jumped on. And we've seen Pangolier in these fights. Something that I mentioned is he doesn't feel too comfortable. Never mind.
Oh, good jump from Stormstormer. Straight away onto White Side Size. Doesn't stand a chance. Immediately taken down. We'll see Nisha go with the Rolling Thunder. Kataomi trying to control him with the ultimate. Aquatic shield from Fishman, keeping Kataomi safe. As Entity could keep their distance, Secret they'll back off. They lose Ice. They don't want to try and take a fight without him. They'll stay away.
Pangolier using the Rolling Thunder near Exorcism and also Templar Assassin is a bit difficult. Like, you do have decent amount of armor, but if Deso hits you, you're in a lot of trouble. Like, you just don't want to get too close. But I think in this game he doesn't have like the clear target to go for unless the BKBs are down, because he can't solo kill the Sanking. There's no real follow-up that they can throw into. So what Secret wants to do is just get in and out of the fights multiple times, possibly bait an Exo and get out of it.
Amazing.
Rely on this blast to hit multiple targets. The same goes for the Fate Bolt and whatever Rubik steals for now. Doesn't have a spell. Last spell that he's stolen was the Crypt Swarm to be able to push out the waves.
Still got what, 1 minute left on the Aegis.
Being denied.
They could try and force a tier 2. We've seen, you know, around the Ghost how hard it is for Secret to fight into Entity. Then again, it could already be at the stage where at a tier 2 push, Samel might just be ready to turn up and fight. And I think that's something that is in the back of Entity's minds and why they're not going too crazy with this Aegis. I do respect the fact that Samel, he is pretty big, and if he turns up, they could struggle with him.
He's not tanky enough yet to be able to comfortably go into a fight and get out, because they can burst him. Like, Sanking can potentially solo burst him once he finishes the E-Blade. I see Lincoln Sphere on Phantom Lancer. That's a good way of protection against Spirit Breaker and also Sanking, to have like something else. So in terms of itemization, I do like it, but your next item, like Lincoln's doesn't make you as tanky as, let's say, Scotty or Hart. This is a real good Scotty game because you're playing into Dead Prophet and Templar Assassins, 2 range cores, so a lot of value coming from it. Oh, Entity. Aegis expires and they smoke. This is something that you would not expect.
No, it does fall in line with the timings with that BKB pickup on Crystallis and the E-Blade on Stormstormer. So wanting to try and burst, indeed as you say, ideally Samale, that's the one they want to try and get with this jumper Stormstormer. And he is in a bit of a dangerous spot, just outside the range of the scan, but he's going to walk into it. So Entity know that somebody's up here. Question is if they want to walk that deep into the triangle, and again, it doesn't look like it. Entity being very slow with the moves that they bring, which could lead to their downfall if the game goes on.
Maybe this was one of those smokes where they expect Team Secret to smoke into them because the age just expired. They want to take the fight, so they smoked behind the Dead Prophet, use the scan, and they're going to go in again.
Okay,
smoke.
Second smoke. See if they can make this one connect. And Puppy, not really the target that they'd hoped for, but it will be the target that they take. It's Puppy going down. Ideally, they want much more than that. But hard to go for it. Now with the smokes used and Secret holding the high ground, and Secret smoked up themselves.
Double BKB is ready on side of Entity.
Oh, Nisha. And he's going to try and go in upon them. They have got the catch. And the lockdown, no, not quite. Toby is able to get the BKB off just in time before Nisha comes back across with the Rolling Thunder. So he'll live and will manage to walk away. But that, yeah, BKB down on the DP. See if they can do much with that. Katomi turning up with the Shadow Blade. Tries to get him with the charge, but the blink out's already in place, so won't get the lockdown.
We haven't seen the impactful Rolling Thunder yet. Like they try to go on Abba a couple of times, but it's not easy for him. It's not a
it's a half
Pango game that he can just not care about anything. There is Spirit Breaker, ulti, Dead Prophet Exorcism that we mentioned, and also Templar Assassin popping a BKB and just hitting him. And he doesn't like that.
And we're seeing as the minutes pass as well, Ice falling a bit behind in gold, and I can't imagine things are going to be easier for him, right? As a Viper, the game's slowing down. Whilst the male's impact and strength will certainly peak as the game moves on, is it still hard nowadays as a Viper to scale as much as you want to, or is there some good potential still for Ice here?
I think he's okay, in an okay spot considering how everything went. They did sacrifice his farm. They put him on the top lane and against the two heroes, and he's itemizing for the team, just getting a BKB because they don't have the real front line. So he's gonna be that guy, and also building into Heaven's Halberd to be able to disable Templar Assassin, which is a big deal.
Katomi, he finds a Samale PL trying to TP out of the bottom lane. See if Samale can dance out of this with the Doppelganger. He can't. Stormstormer's able to catch him with the Burrow Strike. Very nice find there from Katomi as he checks in the tree line and finds Samale.
Rubik trying to go for the telekinesis. Play with the shard. Not very effective. They already locked him down. It's a difficult one. Now playing into Spirit Breaker that actually has an item as this Shadow Blade, so he can go on the side lanes and go for the pickoffs. They're itemizing against it. We've seen one Lincoln Sphere finished on Pango mid lane. This is a big kill if they can get it.
See? Yeah, they do. They do indeed. Stormstormer will go down. Chrysalis and Fishman seeing if they can run back into it, but they won't chase. So able to get that catch around the mid. Stormstormer not able to escape that permanent back-to-back stun that Nisha's able to pull off.
Mid tower extremely low. Nisha will be able to finish it off, but just like he doesn't want to risk it. At least for now.
See if he goes in for the money.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's
left his pop.
are fortified.
Ah, there we go. Easy money. Easy money for Nisha.
Looking at the talents on Pango, picking up the mana regen talent when you have Keeper of the Light going for mana boots and Lincolns is a bit too much mana. The other talent is okay, that allows you to get out of the trouble and connect your swashbuckle / mana burn much easier. Going into Basher next, so there's gonna be a lot of control coming out from the Team Secret, but what they want to do is just go in and out multiple times out of the fight. They can't just fully commit and lock onto the target. unless they use a Pango roll. Like, that's their only ability that allows them to go in. Isha getting pinged. Seems like he might be in trouble.
Let's see if they find him. He's hiding in the trees. He's going to opt to roll actually in aggressively. He's got the jump on Stormer. Stormer will get healed up. He's able to E-blade himself, roll onto the side with the Boris drop, but Nisha chases him down with the Thunder. As there'll be immediate buyback in response there from Stormer. Entity, they want to try and take this fight. They're staying on top of Samel. The silence is there. Samel, he gets bashed. He's just dead. Samel will die very, very quickly there as Entity get on top of him. And now the rest of Secret have to run. They've lost their PL. They've used the Rolling Thunder. They've got no more fight to be had.
Is alive. They still have like 15-ish seconds left on the Dead Prophet ulti. So this is going to be another freebie for Entity. I'm not sure if Team Secret wants to commit. Like, Phantom Lancer, he doesn't have a buyback.
No, Samel can't.
They can poke.
Let's have a look. Can they get any sort of jump into the pit? It's getting low, Roshan. So we're trying to hold them off the side. Katomi as well, committing him, giving the space for Crystallis to finish off the Roche. And he's able to do it. Get that Aegis and Roche kill secured. Crystallis takes it all.
Having this shard is going to be pretty big. Another way of silencing not just the backlines, but also Phantom Lancer. We've seen Sumail struggle once he decides to go in. Like how...
Yeah, I mean, when does that sort of change for him? I mean, indeed, as you say, when they get on top of him, he's still dying so quickly in these team fights.
I think he needs to save the Manta style just for the silence. Once Dead Prophet uses the silence, that's his way out. Maybe he was relying on Rubik to lift him. I didn't see where Rubik was. My camera was a little bit further to the south. Was watching where Sanking died and how he's gonna come back into the fight.
Oh, well, now with the Aegis on Crystallis again, definitely going to mean that Secret, once more, have to be careful about the fights they pick, even with, you know, Samel in the position that he is at this stage. Almost feels like he needs to just get that next item done before he turns up to the 5-on-5. He's going for that heart next. We'll give him that extra bit of survivability against this insane amount of damage that Entity can focus down on a single target.
It's still a long time until he gets his heart. Maybe he changes his mind. We'll see which item he decides to go for.
I mean, what would...
I don't think he can afford to get, like... Because he decided to go for Lincoln Sphere.
Yes.
Scotty, a lot of value. Not sure if he wants to get, like, Scotty, Heart, and Lincoln Sphere. That just sounds a bit too defensive. So we'll have to see. I'd still prefer if this is Scotty. It's not going to give him as much tankiness, but overall in the game, Scotty feels much better playing into 2 range cores. And also the healing from Abba, healing coming up from the Dead Prophet Spirit Siphon.
Oh, without a doubt, you know, definitely one of the more passive series really we've had for Game 1 in the beginning, and this Game 2, only 12-7, 31 minutes in.
One of the reasons why he's also not as tanky, if you look at his talents, the right talents on PL, it gives you 450 HP in total if you go for 10 and 15. But he decided to go for Spirit Lens cooldown and the extra Agi on the Phantom Rush.
And he's getting very close to that Reaver Gold, so you know we'll see if he spends up or opts to change it. But no, he's committing. He's going to commit for the heart here, Samel. Entity, again, looking for these smoke moves. And Yapsor, he'll very, very easily receive that swift death that they deliver.
A bit of an overkill there. He just straight up dies. I don't think Epi was needed, but sometimes you don't know what's behind him.
Invisibility!
High ground is being pinged out. So they know where the ward is.
Well, Entity, I think they could certainly go for this tier 2, and if anything's to go by in the last 15 minutes or so, probably unlikely that Secret do much about it. They'll probably just allow the tier 2 to go.
Secret again in a spot where they don't feel comfortable playing into Aegis, so they will postpone any fights that they can. There is Heaven's Halberd done on Viper and also plate mail. So he's itemizing against both of the cores. They know it's heavy physical damage, so I want to have extra armor, I want to have a miss chance, and also disarm against the Templar Assassin.
How long left have we got on that? We've got what? Now, just under a minute now. Ooh, Chrysalis. Going for Nisha very aggressively here. You know, Chrysalis has had enough of the peace and quiet. He wants some action. He'll get it. That is the Aegis gone.
Viper Strike is available, but they don't want to commit. Rolling Thunder already used. It's time to go back.
Well, so Aegis gone, but it was about to time out anyway.
Poppy bought the gem. Pangolier is the one holding it, so they want to get rid of all these sentries, wards, and also traps. Traps, when they do have silence, you gotta be careful how you get to those. Because Pango, he doesn't have a way of dispelling things at the moment, so if he gets caught by a trap, he might just die.
Oh, look at this Stormer. Ooh, he tries to go, but already he was recalled out of there. So
very nice read.
Nobody to find with that epi. Again, Secret just avoiding any action that Entity's trying to bring them. And honestly, it's not that much. A very chill game here from both sides for now. But again, as we saw in game one, things did start to drastically fall in one team's favor after things, you know, sort of the action picks up again. And I think that's what both teams are a little scared about here in this situation. Nobody wants to lose the next team fight, as it will almost certainly be Roche falling into the enemy's hands. And probably quite a severe push towards their base as well.
Samael does have a big item, that heart finally kicking in. 3.5k HP on PL and the illusions. Those illusions are going to soak up some of the damage from the Dead Prophet ulti. We didn't talk too much about the Dead Prophet. She is going for the backline jump type of a build with the Blink Dagger, and Shiva's providing the vision and then choosing the target that she wants to lock onto.
We've got Ags going for next on Kataomi. Just waiting in the trees, looking for a chance to maybe jump as Secret shows, but Secret grouped up here on their half of the map. See if they have the intention to make a smoke move themselves. And we'll be into all the ults of Entity though. So, again, Secret in a position where I don't think they're really going to look for much action themselves. They're just going to continue to sit back, stay on their half of the map.
Sanking is getting close to his level 25. That's a big, big talent. 40% Sandstorm, slow, and blind, combined with the 15 level Sandstorm radius. So you just can't stand in that. It's a bit too much.
Here we have.
I mean, it's really a no-brainer if you look at Sanking's talents. The +5 epicenter plus, it's like, what? That's not a level 25 talent.
Oh, Nisha. And he's going to jump up on the high ground. He's going to roll his way out of this one because Katsuomi's charging towards the two of them. Chrysalis in with a ball, pretty much one shot on Puppy. Takes down the Keeper of the Light. Ice has just been completely bailed on as Secret back off. And we're very much seeing there exactly what Secret has been so scared of at this stage of the game. They've really been holding back, because when they turn up, as we're seeing, yeah, Chrysalis, he will jump in, one-shot a lot of these heroes, even some of the cores. It's just very hard for Secret to take these team fights.
It is. Papi instantly queues up Ghost Scepter.
That's not a surprise there. He's actually DC'd. He got hit that hard by Chrysalis's crit. Well, not crit, just the straight up physical damage. Actually, no, it was crit, right? He's got the Daedalus.
Crit,
yeah, he's got his Daedalus. He was going for that Swift Blink. Chrysalis packing quite the punch. And just, yeah, you know, Secret, they moved into Entity's half of the map, but not able to set up anything themselves. A bit of an awkward start as Nisha tries to get a bit of vision control. Then, of course, having to be forced to use the ult to escape. And indeed, without that Secret, they just don't have anything to really fight around. No sort of big spell or ability to start the team fight off with. They have to retreat.
It's basically the Rolling Thunder. That's their team fight ability.
Yeah.
And he just doesn't feel as, you know, as would like to feel as a pangler jumping onto the heroes. Abba doesn't die. You can't connect your stuns onto Spirit Breaker because he does have a status resistance. If they pop the BKBs, I'm gonna say wasted, but you used a lot of your Rolling Thunder duration just to get that off, and it doesn't feel great. Like your supports don't provide you with much in terms of like there is some lockdown, there is potentially a save, but when they jump these heroes, they just straight up die.
Obviously, build-wise for Samel, he's going for the Basher, so he can have that little bit of control. And we'll be looking to scale it up completely into the Abyssal Blade. Quick charge up from Katomi. Nisha is going to be able to catch him. They'll punish him there for that one, but Stormer may be looking to start the fight. As he jumps in, Sandstorm's laid down. Secret, they don't want to fight through it. They'll settle with just the kill on Katomi and won't commit for more.
He finished off his Aghanim Scepter on Spirit Breaker, so lower cooldown on the charge and also piercing the magic immunity, so he could potentially stun the Pangolier as well. He found the farm. That's what matters. Like right now, he has Shadow Blade, he does have Aghanim Scepter and also holding onto the spider legs. It's very important that Spirit Breaker doesn't die for Entity. Like they definitely want to use his charge multiple times. It's a 7-second cooldown ability right now. Shiva's Guard done on Pango, so that will also reduce some of the healing and also provide vision. They definitely need to pick up those armor items. We see also Ice trying to farm up AC for the team.
That's the refresher. Secret. I'm going to look to try and force Roshan. At 15 seconds, no Katomi Spirit Breaker, but the rest of Entity probably down to fight, regardless. Indeed, as soon as Toby shows himself, Secret know they're sticking around for Roshan. It's very hard, trying to do it against this BKB Refresher Exorcism. Stormer also dancing around the pit, stepping in and out. Now, not with Katomi back up, there's definitely no chance.
Not moving. Level
Puppey, get charge. That's Puppey gone. Jump over to the side. Stormer commits him with the BKB. Nisha gets the Rolling Thunder off, but look at this physical damage coming out from Crystal as Nisha just has to roll away from the fight. Samel looking for a target. He'll turn over towards the Death Prophet, but have they got the damage? Refreshers pop. Toby, another BKB. Tries to survive with the Siphon, but Samel is able to bring him down. They're taking out the DP. Crystal is causing issues on the back line. Burrow strike comes in. Yep.
The
bash is there for Samel. Samel is locking them down one by one. Double kill for Samel. Multiple buybacks coming out. Ice buys back for Secret. We'll have a couple of buybacks coming out from Entity.
Yeah, it seems like there's some kind of an issue. Everyone is lagging. I felt it. I felt it on this laptop as well.
All right, everybody going for a quick DC. But I think we did see definitely there finally a fight where Samel was just able to get stuck in as the carry.
And something that we mentioned, Pangolier, he needs to stay away. Like, you see how much damage he takes, and they do bait the BKBs, and finally, as you said, Samel going in and actually manages to take down the Dead Prophet. Templar Assassin was disarmed, and she was also broken by Viper, so a couple of things that she doesn't like to have in these fights, and finally, PL takes over, and game is still paused. People are reconnecting.
But without a doubt, we very much saw there, as you say, sort of why things can be rather tough for a TA, especially carry TA down the line against a farm PL. Now, if they're able to replicate that situation, Secret in the future fights, and very likely that Samel will always have the upper hand when he's able to get on top of Crystalis.
also Sumail in the fight, deciding what he wants to buy next. At the moment, I saw him having Ether Lens, but right now going for the full Diffusal Blade to be able to lock them down during the BKB. I think that's definitely what they need. And also Rubik with the Stolen Burrow Strike. Yapsor, I think this is a spell that he needs to have. It's a bit difficult to execute because you're putting yourself in a spot where you're most likely gonna die if you just go in immediately, but he does have a buyback.
Now, of course, the big thing after that fight is that Roshan still survives. He's still alive. Both teams without a huge element of their team fight. Secret down Nisha, Entity down Toby. That's just the Roche with that Aghanim's. Sumail is going to find the confidence to get in and look to finish this. See if Entity's able to make any sort of jump to contest, as it's getting very, very low. See if they can time anything here. Yapsor is able to hold them back, but Stormstormer's already in on the pit. Roshan goes down, he's able to steal the Aegis. Stormstormer, he picks it up in time. Ice will put the BKB. Stormstormer turns with the burst strike back up towards Puppy. Puppy attempts to force to the side, but he's down. As now Entity, they can get a bit of a cleanup here. Charge over towards Ice. They'll take out the Viper as well.
This is big. This is the game-winning move. Not just the Aegis, he also stole the Aghanim's.
Oh, and yeah, about in getting it as well. This Aghanim's, it's actually pretty insane, right? Yeah, in the fights, you get these mist coils popping off everywhere. Suddenly, you're not able to finish these kills that you think you're going to get.
Yeah, it's insane. Like, you also have the level 20 talent with Abba, -8 seconds on borrowed time. Let's see. Kateomi going in, stunning them so they couldn't pick it up. I think Kateomi picked up the cheese.
He did.
Yeah, he did.
They get everything.
The
they didn't get the kill, but they get all the pickups.
Oh no, they didn't get the kill.
Oh no. But indeed, a fantastic jump there from Stormstormer, setting up a big steal and getting themselves back in the lead here in this game.
Dire's top tower.
Angler hit level 20, thinking about what he needs. I feel like it's a Rolling Thunder cooldown to be able to get it twice in a fight. Also has a Witch Bane, so that's one way of dispelling things on himself or an ally. That's his way of dealing with the traps.
High ground push time. Cheese has been passed over to Crystallis. Of course, Stormstormer, a man with the Aegis, ready for the next move. Secret, they'll have Ice back up in 30. Looks like Entity not feeling that they need to be in any sort of rush themselves. Sumail still after the back of that fight, did have the money to finish that Abyssal, and actually going to go back for the Octarine next to close his build-up.
It's very annoying. Might change his mind. I think getting something like Butterfly might also be an option, just to have a bit more damage, because they're putting a lot of eggs in the same basket. Both Pangolier and Viper are itemizing for the team. Like, don't get me wrong, they're gonna scale. I see Heaven's Halberd as well on the Pangolier. It seems like they want to be able to deal with Templar Assassin. Even Spirit Breaker, like sometimes he's very annoying to be able to get those bashes out. And have an extra bit of status resistance and the mischance always works well, but maybe a different item build. Maybe if they just commit into scaling items like full Abyssal Blade and okay, Pango's going for Abyssal now.
And bottom lane, they have got the creeps on them to the tier 2, so Entity be able to take out these outer towers. Still with these few minutes that they can look to push towards the high ground. See if they feel strong enough to do so. Entity, put Crystallis on the front. Quick Apodic will break Crystallis out of any chance of being thrown into the base. Oh, over to the mid Stormstormer. Close the gap, and that looks to be a pretty dead. Oh, maybe with the BKB he can live. No, Katomi's in with the ultimate. Knocks him back. That's Ice gone for 90 seconds. His buyback's still on cooldown for 3 minutes. And with the Ghost out, no Viper for the defense. This may be Entity's chance to to threaten the base of Secret.
They do have a refresher on Death Prophet, so if they want to commit again, they could do it. The Death Prophet also about the crack level 25. Needs literally 1 CS to get there. Props to BKB. Props to refresher.
I mean, they're ready to go for this fight.
They're ready to go in.
Secret steps outside of the base. Tiap, he's dead. The remaining 3 of Secret having to get themselves away from Entity. They do not want to be taking any fight outside of their high ground. Stormstormer, he's ready to bring it to them on the high ground as he jumps in with the burrow strike. Samel, we're bailed out by the glimmer and the force. Approaching the base there, Entity. Secret, can they push them back? Looks like the spam will be enough. Entity, they will retreat and they'll look to push another day.
Sandstormer causing a lot of trouble with his slow talent and the miss chance. Like sitting inside of it, and it's a huge area, so it's very difficult to just get close to him. Finally, Aegis expires. He's the one also buying the refresher. Okay,
all right. I mean, that sort of sandstorm element alone, is that not really enough to sort of force you to go for some sort of true strike or BKB as the PL, or do you always feel that you can just deal with the fact that many of your hits are missing?
He might need it. I think he might need either MKB or to have a Bloodthorn.
Yeah.
Just lock onto a target with the Abyssal Blade and try to kill it.
The Aegis has now gone, and honestly, if this game has been anything to go by, we might see things calm down even more once again. As a Secret, do they really want to try and find a fight here? They are stepping out of the base. Storm's looking to get ready to jump. They've got the charge over on Samel. Samel is getting out of position, but Rubik is able to tear him off to the side. It's going to be enough for Samel to get away from this fight that Entity tried to bring to him. As Nisha is keeping them held back, but with the Rolling Thunder coming to an end, probably don't want to look for anything more here, Secret, as they'll be just very glad that they were able to keep Samel alive there, as he got very close to being taken down.
It was close. Rubik now with the finished Aghanim Scepter. He is the Sand-King. He's the Sand-King himself, has a Sandstorm and the Epicenter. They still do have Aegis on Pango, so getting rid of any kind of vision, any traps that are placed inside their base. What did I say? Aegis? Did I? Gem.
Don't worry. I feel like we're all maybe losing it a little bit because it's one of those games where not a lot's happening, especially from Secret side of things. Only 11 kills here, 48 minutes in from them. They are taking it slow. We'll see if that pays off in the long run, but they're quite a bit behind now. 19k down against Entity. And here we go. They'll look for some action now. They'll try and make use of this timing where there is no Aegis on Entity. See if they can get the jump themselves. But Stormstormer, he's quick to initiate. He's straight over towards them. See the Abyssal Blade come in, but again with the Sandstorm already off, Samel just can't really commit. He's not able to hit the target. We'll see a TP again. He's out. Nisha's in on the backlines with the stun, but there's just not enough damage from him. As they've lost their 2 support Secret. Puppy will buy back, charge over from Katomi, over towards the Pangos. Nisha does get denied by a neutral creep. It's still not going to feel good. He's dead for 100 and might have to consider buying back. Stormstorm, he tries to go for more. Again, as soon as the Sandstorm's down, he knows that he's safe. Samel can't turn and try and punch into him. It's just not going to work.
They also lost the gem, so that's a pretty big deal. Pango did a really good Rolling Thunder into Shield Crash, connecting on multiple people, but there's not enough follow-up damage. I think him and Phantom Lancer need to be able to play together, try to lock onto the target. I mean, there's a lot of issues. Like, everyone's super survivable on the side of Entity.
Yeah.
You have this Abaddon with the Aghanims on top of that, so even if they feel like they're getting a good jump, he's going to pop the ulti and shoot those coils.
Yeah, having that sort of dispel as well, it's going to make things tricky, even with the pickup that Samel's now got. He's got that Bloodthorn, but of course still ways to remove it. We'll see if he is able to find that chance, because if Stormstormer is alone, this does mean now that maybe when Stormstormer jumps in from these, you know, very aggressive moves that he's been getting away with because of that mischance the Sandstorm, maybe now they can turn and kill him.
Yeah, his illusions just don't deal damage in the fights that he would want to. They don't burn mana as well. 40% is a pretty big number.
Oh, time for the rush. And it will be a very, very quick one. And far too quick for Secret to even consider getting over here. As, what are we going to have? Who's going to take what? Who wants the Ags?
So far, Sanking holding it.
All right, Stormstormer. He'll take that.
Cast range combined with Octarine core. This is going to be very easy to initiate for him.
Dude, that's sure. Yeah, these are going to be some big burrow strikes from the lad. And the money for overwhelming blink as well on Stormstormer. Probably one of the richest Sankings that we've seen, honestly.
Oh, for sure. Look at it. 40,000 net worth on a Sanking, level 28, about to be level 29.
But this man's insanely fun. But we got 550 last hits on him as well. He's having a great time. He's nearly hit as many creeps as TA carry. Stormstormer living the life here. And they've got a 37,000 gold lead now. Aegis and Cheese once again into their hand.
Yeah, if we talk about the gold lead in this game, Phantom Lancer, he has 36 net worth. So that's basically like having an extra hero, 6-slotted hero.
That's pretty wild. That is, yeah, when you put it like that, quite the lead. Samael, he has got money, as you say, 5,500. I mean, what do you want to see him buying next that can make it so that these fights are a little bit easier for him to get stuck in on?
I think the Fusel Blade needs to go.
Okay.
I don't think there's much usage of this diff. Maybe just go for more damage. MKB, I'd say. Okay, we talked about Scotty. I think he needs to replace this Diffusal Blade. It just doesn't do much. Yeah, Mana Bear is great, but at this point doesn't do as much. Pango, he's thinking about getting the Ags, has Boots of Travel as well, playing a bit of a, well, at least trying to play a bit of a split push game. He was thinking, like, you can see these people, like, thinking inside of the game what they need, because I've been paying attention. Pango, he had Octarine core as well. He's like, okay, I need Rolling Thunder, I need multiple of those in the team fight, so I'm just gonna go for the item and reduce the cooldown on everything. We'll see what he ends up going for. Now he's going back to Abyssal Blade and also wants to get the Overwhelming Blink.
Haste.
They might just be trolling going at this point.
Well, what do you mean?
They're like, man, we want these casters to look stupid, so I'm gonna queue up Dagon.
All these different items.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, let's get some Dagons. I remember, no, Puppy, he's definitely partial to a Dagon or two. We've seen him do it in the past. A lot of money on Kataomi. A lot of money on quite a few heroes. I mean, it's getting to the stage of the game, 53 minutes, a lot of rich people. Ooh, quick jump. See if they can find more. Chrysalis committing him with the BKB. As Nishi's stuck. He's indeed taking heavy amounts of damage. He can't get... Ooh, is he away? Ooh, he is just. He's up to the high ground. Samael, he's not going to be as lucky, though. He's caught outside of the base. He's got another doppel, but that's Samael taken down. He'll buy back. But Entity, they're moving into the base, into the high ground. As they're taking them down one by one. Secret having to come out with triple buybacks here to attempt to hold back Entity.
His bottom tower is under attack.
I'm not sure if there's enough damage to munch through these heroes. Abba dropping low pops.
The ulti time. They're going to start hitting up down to the mist coils. Nisha's in pretty deep here. He'll hold his position with the roller. But they're all healing up. Samael, he's trying to get in onto somebody. But he's surrounded by 5 heroes who'll double forward aggressively. Yamsel with a stolen burst stroke is able to keep him covenant. And
that's a good roll.
Oh, it's a very good roll. He's been able to catch the 3 of them around the stairs as there'll be buybacks coming out. But can they actually get back over to help this fight? I don't think so. As Toby goes down, Secret, they'll look to chase for more. Another burst strike from Yamsel. Straight across them. Triple kill for Samael. This is what Samael's been looking for the whole game. Finally, another chance at a fight where he can pick up these big kills. It did cost him a lot of buybacks. What we had there, 3 buybacks from Secret.
And 3 buybacks from Entity as well. They're coming back. They want to close this one out. It was a great Burrow strike coming out under Rubik.
Yeah,
He's kind of saving the fight pretty much with the Aghanim Scepter. He can have 2 abilities, but we've seen the power of the Aghanim Scepter on Abaddon. It's also level 25, so AoE miscoil, even more heal coming out. I mean, late game Dota is just wild.
This and at this point now, with the buybacks that we use, I mean, you've got to consider as well, like, Entity, they bought back on all 3 of their cores. If they mess up another high ground push, like they could lose this game. They are 38k ahead, but at this point, when it gets late and buybacks are on cooldown, anything can happen.
The good thing is they do have ABBA, so even if you mess up a little bit, you could potentially.
You got a couple of cheeses as well.
ABBA also going for big item, has Radiance queued up at the moment.
Oh, late game Radiance. Do you fancy that?
Even more mischance against the Illusions. I don't mind that.
Okay. And so now with, of course, his own buyback being used, he'll probably consider spending that gold, I would imagine. He's got a lot of money. He is sending the courier out, so probably will be picking up that Skadi to replace the Diffusal, you would imagine. And they're smoking up actually a little bit before he's spent this gold. That the courier will get taken out by Kataomi, but he didn't spend the gold yet, so probably...
Even if he did, he would just buy another item.
That's
he doesn't have buyback for 3.5 minutes.
He'll do a bit of shopping here. Yeah, there we go. Diffusal out, Skadi in.
Still thinking about keeping the Diffusal. I'm not sure if he can, like, maybe swap the Mantis Stallion. Doesn't feel as good. You want to have extra bit of movement speed in the fights anyway.
Yeah.
And, like, the value of having a dispel mechanic. We'll see. I mean, at this point, it doesn't really matter if he sells it or not. And there it is.
There it is, the 56-minute Radiance here. As you say, that little bit of extra potential against the Illusions.
First time this patch, I wonder why.
Probably the last time this patch as well.
Maybe not. You know, I'm still a believer that the K1, aka Hector, will play carry.
Oh yeah, we'll go for the Radiance build. That is true. That is true. We could see that. Here we go. Smoke time from Entity.
So 1 buyback, and that's Spirit Breaker. Keeper of the Light will have it. It farms 200 gold.
What's the
other buybacks on cooldown? Abba also spent his gold, so he's not gonna have it.
I think Secret may be best to stay close to their base for the next 4 minutes or so. Wait for their own buybacks to come up. I mean, obviously it's the high risk play to try and look for a kill out on the map. Level 30s, of course, coming in now. We're getting there. 57 minutes in.
So Melthead Bash on top of the other talent that is perfectly balanced. 7 refraction instances. We've seen Boxy yesterday being a drummer during the game. Stormer kind of doing the same right now.
Yes, yeah. Dropping some beats here.
Swiftly to the temple's defense.
Oh, Kataomi wants to go.
He got it procced immediately.
Nisha has gone with the ultimate. Not quite able to find the jump in though that he wanted to. Secret. I'll step away once more.
1.5 minutes until tier 5 items, Owen.
I mean, at this pace, we're going to be getting to the tier 10 items if they were there.
Like Secret, I think they got 3 kills in the last 20 minutes.
It's definitely. I mean, I don't think there's a lot of games where we hit 60 minutes and one team has got as low kills as Secret has this game. It's definitely been a slow one from their side, but it may work out. At this stage, that the net worth differences in the late game definitely tend to it falls off, right?
Yeah. I mean, it matters, of course, but like sometimes matters in terms of like, well, everyone's 6 slotted. We don't have enough for anyone to buy a dust or hold a gem, kind of a deal. So, oh, we don't see the invis units.
I think we deserve these items, these neutral items. So no more fighting, please. That's it. Let's get some exciting items out.
Now let's start.
Any exciting items?
Stacking. I want to see it before I talk, you know, because every time I say it, it's just not there.
Before we get the boring ones.
Yeah, Ballista, just kidding, the item's not there
Ballista, I remember. Oh, here we go. Oh, needs to be stuck.
Use the unstuck option. Minus unstuck.
It's got to get out of there. Katomi's going to jump in. Burstrike for still somebody blow up Puppy. Ice will put the BKB, but he's already falling so low. The disarm's about to wear off for Crystallis as he'll look to charge down Ice. Ice trying to hide in the trees, but Secret they've lost too. Samael is getting surrounded by Toby and Stormer. Charge across. Samael completely out of options there as he goes down.
No buyback for minute and 20. Let's see how Nisha approaches. Yeah, he's probably going to go and try to buy some time.
Yeah.
His buyback, also minute and 40 seconds, uses the Witch Paint to get rid of the silence, uses roll up. Can he get out? He's charged.
He
doesn't
cannot.
seem like it.
All right. They look for, well, could sort of get caught in that fight. Really, a minute earlier than they can deal with, and indeed, there we have it. GG is called. We were denied of our exciting 60-minute items, but sometimes that happens. And it's just a bit of a strange game, really. Lacoste, Secret, not able to do much at all in that one. And Entity, they'll be very happy. They're able to close it up and, of course, force this to a game 3.
Oh, for sure. I mean, they shut him down. They took the Aegis 2 times, and Secret couldn't play aggressive. They took the most portion of the map, continued to farm up, get the items. Pango, difficult game for him.
Tough game.
It really is. He also got